like what Idaho's traditionally looked like. And it's hard not to read into it when you see things come out of the Heritage Foundation and other places that say all immigration, legal immigration, all immigration is bad. And they don't want to see continuation of the refugee relocation program. They don't want to see the H-1B visa program be in existence. They don't want to see the H-2A visa program be in existence. So when you start to see statements come out like that, where they don't want to see any of those existing programs to continue to exist, it's hard not to read into that they want a more homogeneous Idaho. Or less homogeneous.
I'm thinking
Less homogeneous.
less homogeneous, yeah.
I should know that term.
And it's okay. I studied the McClure report that came out from the University of Idaho. I'd highly recommend you guys pull that up and read it, because it gave me a much better understanding of the contributions that these migrant workers are making to our economy. Okay, so this is Idaho, and if you'll allow me just to share some of these numbers with you, and then see if you find it to be the same in both dairy and. Is there a crop that has more migrant workers? No. So all of our commodities, migrant workers. Okay. Hispanic unauthorized immigrants buying power in Idaho estimated at $570 million in 2019 and projected to grow. Spending by unauthorized immigrants, like all consumer spending, has positive effects on the economy, generating spending and supporting additional jobs. Economic contributions of unauthorized immigrants in Idaho, billions of dollars, tens of thousands of jobs. Fiscal impacts at the state and local level depend on tax structures. So these guys and gals come in, work hard, get deported, and it hurts our economy. And so I'm just trying to understand the eagerness of some people in our political system to see them go. What do they think will replace the billions of dollars they create?
Where is Rick's lawyer when you need it? I think at the end of the day, we can all have our own opinions as to the reasoning why. Farm Bureau speaking for General Ag, which means if it's ag and it's in Idaho, we want to represent and support it. We're fairly agnostic, we're colorblind. We just want quality people that can do the job. Whoever comes through the gate, I mean, a farm's no different than a small business. You put a help wanted sign out, you want someone to do a quality job, and you want to have the ability to keep those quality people. Aside from that, if the job gets done, that's all we're looking for. If they can be home raised and they can drive within a mile of, if they can live in a local community, that's wonderful. If they're a positive influence in the community and are not criminals, they're not destroying the society. As the farmer, we just have a job to do that we want to do, and I think, isn't that the American dream, is to be colorblind and quality rich?
So I think there's a significant misperception that there is a stable of workers that want to fill these agricultural jobs. And one, I would first point towards our unemployment rate that is continually hovering around 3%. 5% unemployment is full employment. 3% you're beyond full employment. And so there's not a stable of workers to fill these jobs or any other in Idaho. We have a growing economy, and our economy is growing faster than our population, our working population. And so that's the first point that I would make. The second would be, you go back to what Zach shared in terms of wage rates and that H-2A program. So we asked back in the 2024 growing season, we asked a big H-2A contractor in this area, what do your numbers look like? How many contracts do you have? And how many domestic workers applied to fill those jobs? And so the 2024 growing season, they had 6,000 jobs they were advertising. They had to advertise them and offer them to an American worker that would apply first. So they advertised 6,000 jobs. They had 35 domestic applicants for 6,000 jobs that wanted to fill these. And granted, go back to the wage structure, you're looking at all-in wages, housing, transportation, food, $25 give or take. So these are not low-paying jobs as they often are touted out to be, that we don't pay high enough. These are well-paying jobs, far better than anything you can find going down Blue Lakes and Twin Falls Island. So 35 applicants, Of those 35 applicants yielded 12 interviews. Of the 12 interviews yielded 2 hires. Of the 2 hires, neither made it to harvest. That is the typical experience we have in agriculture in terms of a domestic worker wanting the job we have and then sticking it out and actually making it to the end of the day or the end of harvest to where they are a productive employee for us. And so those type data points is the reality of the world of what our farmers live in. And it's not that we don't offer these jobs to Idahoans or domestic workers or Americans. It's that they don't want to fill our jobs. And the foreign-born workers do, and they do a great job, and they're a productive member of our community. And you look at our average, 9 years being in the industry. They're a stable workforce.
What's